Hello guys, we are still digging into Python. Please like, share and subscribe. So let's get started into the digging of how Python works. We are discussing functions today. Python functions are the chef that prepare our meals for us. So what do I mean? The way the Python functions work, you give it a recipe on what you want it to do. And then every time you want to do that thing, you don't need to prepare or rewrite your recipe. You just tell it that recipe, pick it and do it. So what are we saying? I want to make pizza. So we'll say, whenever I want to make pizza, I need my dough, I bake my dough, and I say pizza is ready. But this will always happen every time I knead the dough, bake the dough, pizza is ready. But when I involve my function, I don't have to print every time I want to make dough. I just call on the chef and it does it. Hello chef, make pizza. It just gives me my pizza. To create a Python function, you start with def. As soon as you put def, we know that you are dealing with a function. Then you give it a name. The name of my function is make pizza. Give your functions name that says what they are going to be doing. And this function is going to be making pizza. So that's why I called it make pizza. My file is chef.py. I'm running my Python 3 on chef.py. Nothing happened because all my print statements are happening inside a function. For you to get your pizza to be ready, you have to call on the chef. How do you call on the chef? The chef's name is make pizza. So I just say make pizza with parentheses in front. As soon as I do that, chef knows that I'm calling on him to get me my pizza, and he does that. So let's run the code again. Knead dough, bake dough, pizza is ready. So every time I want to eat pizza, I keep calling on the chef and he does that. So I don't have to keep print, knead dough, bake dough, print pizza is ready. So let's assume I have 10 guests and I want to give them pizza for whatever reason. So I just do my for loop that we have discussed. For guests, I'm saying that for every guest that is available, make pizza for them. We are using our for loop, we are using our range. I'm using 10. Don't forget that my range is going to run from 0 till 9. And 0 till 9 is still giving me 10 for my 10 guests. So when I run it, it's going to print that 10 times. Did you see that? Let's scroll up. Knead, do this, do that, do that, do that. To be sure that it happened 10 times, let me print my guests and run it again. It goes from 0 till 9. What am I saying? If I did not use my function, I would have had to write the print knead, print bake, print pizza multiple times. But with the power of my function and my for loop, I was able to do it just once and walk away without typing and typing and typing. Now function is our chef that makes what we want. It builds things for us. So we can do more than make pizzas. We can defeather chicken with our function. We can build houses. We can solve puzzles with our functions. Just give your chef the recipe. Start from here. Do that. Then go there. Then go here and sit. Watch your chef perform miracles for you. Now, this pizza is looking very boring. We need toppings. Your toppings is the ingredients you want to put right on your pizza. In the same vein, the arguments are the ingredients for your function. So if you are going to be using arguments, you have to define it in your function before you come ahead and call it. What are we saying? We want to use mushrooms as toppings. So I'll just say toppings. If you are adding your toppings, then I believe you're supposed to add it. I don't know how to make pizza, but I believe you're supposed to add it before baking the dough. So I'll say print. Don't forget my F allows me to convert my variable into a string. So I'm adding my toppings. The name of my variable is toppings and I'm adding it. Now that I am adding toppings, it means that for me to call on this function, I need to provide it with that ingredient I said it's going to use. So I said I want to use mushrooms and I'm going to be adding it here. Mushrooms. That guest list is looking too large. Let's say they're just 3. When I run my function, let's see what happens. It says that it is missing a required positional argument. I added mushrooms to the initial make pizza, but I didn't add it to the one I wanted to give the guests. You said you want to add toppings. You must add it. That is what it is saying here. So if you don't want to add toppings, if you are not putting increments, if your functions do not require an argument, then you will not add it. But as soon as you say that there is an argument, then you need to call it a value. So it means that we need to come here and add our mushrooms. So when I run it now, it kneads the dough, it adds mushrooms, it bakes the dough, and then pizza is ready. So let's say we don't want to use mushrooms. I want to use hot dogs. The same thing happens. It gives me hot dogs in my pizza. So your arguments are the ingredients that your chef is going to work with. Your function can accept different kinds of arguments. Right now, our argument is a string. Let me add another argument called guess number. Guess what is going to accept a number. So instead of having my loop outside, I can create a more robust function that works with a number of guests. For guests, in guest number, then do all this. So if you have 2 guests, make pizza for 2 guests. If you have 3 guests, make pizza for 3 guests. So based on this, I don't need my for loop anymore because the loop is going to be handled by my function. So that means I just have to call make pizza, give it toppings. I have mushrooms already, then number of guests. So when I call it again, it said it is not iterable. My bad. I'm supposed to provide a list of things for for loop to work with. I am giving it an integer. We were supposed to use the integer inside the range because the range will convert an integer into a list of numbers. So now I've given it a range. It converts the guest number into a list of numbers and then runs the loop over the list. So you see, we did it 2 times. We did knead, add, bake, pizza is ready twice. I really like to number so that we know how many times we have run it. So if I do that again, we can see the numbers. We have 0 and we have 1. We have done it twice. We have 2 guests. I go sleep, I wake up, and in 2 weeks later, I can just call on that function that I have saved there and say, make me pizza again. This time, I have 1 guest. It's just me. Or next year, I have 50 guests I want to take care of. I just add the numbers. So you can enlarge and elaborate on the size of arguments, ingredients that you want your function to work with. Right now, we just have 2. Also, right now, we don't have any value. Our function does not give us any value. So let's create a function that gives us something. I have a function that just makes the pizza and keeps it. This value is sitting there. I can store this value somewhere else. So let's say I have an order. I'm running a restaurant. So you make the pizza and store it. So I want to store the pizza in a variable called order. So I would just say make pizza and then you add your toppings. I have stored the value of my function, whatever the function returned. The return is the waiter that gets whatever the chef has made and giving it to whoever wants it. Our previous function was not returning anything. It was just making the pizza and making the pizza. But now, as soon as we involve return, it means that our function is giving something to whoever calls for it. Earlier, it was just doing things. It was not returning anything. But in this function, we are returning something. It means that our function decided to employ a waiter to serve the food that he has prepared. So the return serves what the function has worked on. Because we have said order equal to make pizza, so return has given order what has been worked on. So for us to be sure that it has actually been given to order, let's print order and see what happens. Print. Pizza with hot dog is ready. So make pizza made the pizza with the hot dogs and stored it inside the variable called order. Then as soon as you call on order, you can get it. So dear friends, I want you to work on your own restaurant and make your toppings a list instead of a string. We have been using a string here. Make your toppings a list instead of a string. You look through each of the topping and add it to the dough before baking it. Rewrite the make pizza function, the first one. Let it accept a list of toppings as arguments instead of string. We are doing a list. So that means your toppings is going to be more than one. Then you look through each topping and add it to the dough before baking and printing. Pizza ready. Don't forget to include pineapple in the list of toppings. And let me know whether you agree with adding pineapple to the list of toppings. Don't forget to like this video. Also, share with people that want to see the things that they could do with Python functions. And please subscribe so that you can get the other series of these videos as they come along. See you next time. Bye-bye.